It's over. We are screwed.
Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Good evening, folks. Good evening. It's DJ Wonder Chrissy here, and got a good show for you. Gonna talk about what's going on and the angry consumer. But we've got a few other things to cover first. Let's see if I can find them. Let's see here. I don't think that's it. Where is it? Let's go here. There we go. So kudos to 3 Bears who are invited to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which I guess is this fall. One is Julius Peppers, who came to the Bears for like 4 seasons from, or maybe after here he went to Green Bay, but he was an awesome player for 4 years for Chicago. And Mr. Runback, Devin Hester, who definitely changed the special teams game when his time with the Bears. I think he was here for 8 or 10 seasons. Great player. And last but not least, the ever Mongo McMichael, Steve McMichael from the '85 Bears. He was a force to be reckoned with, and we congratulate him. We cheer his induction, and he right. If you guys if you don't live in Chicago, you don't realize that for probably like 3 years now, he's been suffering from ALS. Severely suffering from ALS, and it's good, deserved induction into the hall, and hopefully he'll be able to participate in that in some way, shape, or form. And we're pulling for Mongo and the Chicago Bears. Okay, so you might notice that I'm wearing a Coors Light shirt, and this is one of the topics I wanted to discuss. Here's one topic I will say I do not agree with Mr. Donald Trump on. I probably haven't realized that the last couple of days, Donald has been touting singing the praises of Anheuser-Busch and how they're such a great American company, and telling people they need to buy more Anheuser-Busch and fill their houses with it. And I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. I am totally against Anheuser-Busch, and I'm glad they're in the situation that they're in. They're in a terrible situation, folks. They are down 30% last year in sales, and it's not getting any better. The reason that Donald came out and threw them a bone was his buddy Dana White of the UFC got like $100 million to make Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch the official beer of UFC. He stole them blind, folks. He stole them blind. Let's just say I do believe at one point that Anheuser-Busch was a good American company. It has since then gone woke, like many companies that I know of. I actually worked for a few companies and got to see them gradually over time turn woke. It's through this DEI stuff, and also what they call ESG, environmental and sustainability governance, where there is a faction group coming out of the WEF that set up this whole ESG criteria, which if you're in the stock market and everything, there's actually an ESG score on every stock in the world now, and they utilize that to hang threats over companies and starve them of cash on the stock market. So that's what they've been doing, and a lot of these companies have been held hostage by ESG people, and one of their demands is that you do all this woke stuff and be inclusive and all this other bull-archy, we'll call it, right? Bull-archy. And that's why I'm wearing my core shirt. But I am going to I have a video here for you guys. Let's do that one first. Let's see. Here's a Bud in their heyday. 8 years ago, here's a commercial that is just a rocking commercial.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Well, thanks for asking. I'm doing fine. Just got in today. My brother-in-law picked me up at the airport. Mighty big airport.
Let me move that up a little bit.
Port y'all got here, and the people here are so nice. You want a beer? I want a bud. How you doing? 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 I'm doing fine. I just got here today. My brother-in-law picked me up at the airport, and the people sure are nice. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing fine. I just got here. My brother-in-law came to pick me up from the airport.
So there you go. They did a whole series of how you doing. I don't know. There's another one that I wish I could find here for you. Here's one. This one's like 20 years ago. This was the heyday, folks. This was the heyday. So let's play this one too. As long as we're doing how you doing here. Let me get you guys a better look at that. There you go. All right. So let's do this one. This is the classic one that I saw.
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Jerry there? Yeah. How you doing? 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 How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? So what's going on? You don't want to know.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the Italian one, right? That's probably the Sopranos. Back when the Sopranos was popular, they came up with that one, I suspect. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. So welcome to the show. I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Migrant Mayhem. We're going to give you a little update on the migrants here. And go over, but first we're going to show the Hall of Fame video here where they're talking about the 3 Bears that were selected for the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame after illustrious careers. So let's watch that.
We are going to have 3 different candidates with Bears ties into the Hall of Fame. The most notable of those, of course, is Steve Mongo McMichael, who, if you remember, was a big part of the '85 Bears Super Bowl team. He's second all-time in the franchise in sacks. He's dealing with ALS.
He was a force.
He's 66 years old, and this is just a huge moment for his career, his legacy, to get into the Hall of Fame. Also, we've got the greatest return man of all time, Devin Hester, headed to the Hall of Fame. He's expected to go into the class of 2024, into that Pro Football Hall of Fame. Nobody's returned more kicks to the house than that man. They had to change the rules, Brad, so that, there'd be fewer kickoffs because he was active. The Bears, one of 6 teams voting against that rules change, because they had the most dynamic return man in the history of the sport. He's finally going to get his due. And Julius Peppers, who spent 4 seasons with the Bears after they got him as a free agent out of Carolina, he is 4th all-time in NFL in the sacks department with 159.5. Looks like he's headed to the Hall of Fame as well. So 3 different players with Bears ties, all headed to Canton. Right now, if you're a Bears fan, because there's so much, we don't know what's going to happen next, whether it's the number 1 pick, the quarterback position in general with Justin Fields, and of course, where are they going to be playing in the next 5 to 10 years. This is welcome news for a fan base and a Bears organization, which just needed something to hang its hat on.
I mean, you're absolutely right. Huge news. And God bless Mongo McMichael, Devin Hester. Hey, if you're good enough to change the rules of the game, you belong in the Hall. And Julius Peppers, frankly, a name I hadn't heard of in a long time. I
He was
think
a
I
beast,
used him
Brad.
in Tecmo Bowl
beast.
maybe a couple times.
Wow, don't date yourself like that, Brad. They don't need to know that. People don't even know what Tecmo Bowl is that are watching the stream.
No. If they played it, they'd stop playing it thinking this is boring. Okay.
So there you go. I wish the Bears would decide where they're going with their stadium. They got like 5 different sites. The problem with the Bears is the family that currently owns them hasn't gotten any better over time. We had the same issue many years ago when they threatened to move out of the city of Chicago and kind of held it over the city's head to get Soldier Field redone. But they didn't spend enough money, and they're still the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago is still paying for the remodel of Soldiers Field, which was like 20 years ago, I think now. They still owe like $600 million. So I don't know what they're going to do with that when the Bears decide to move on, but expensive redo that still's got another 20 years to repay it probably. So there you go. So let's get into the heart of the show. Let's talk about the migrants. Not a lot happening since yesterday. If you watched the update we gave yesterday, I did see Lurie's, which is really not directly related to the migrants, but Lurie's Children's Hospital came out and said, yes, they've had a cyber attack happen at their facility, and they're trying to recover from that, and they are crippled beyond anything. I mean, they are just really reeling from this cyber attack, and we hope that they can get their hands around it, but it's going to be a long haul for them to come out of the cyber attack that are in. Good evening to Mofo. Yeah, hey Mofo, love your viewing us. Thank you for joining us here today on the stream. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, folks. We got lots of good content. I just put out some car content today, so check that out. A couple of shorts. I miss the days where I could take the Land Cruiser out and do some cruising in the sun and have a nice ice cold Coors Light on a patio somewhere. Yeah, I miss those days. We still got another 4 to 5 months to wait for that. So let's talk about the title of this stream, where it was the angry consumer. So yesterday I went to an appointment, and there was a lady I know that works in the health field, and I asked her how she was doing, and she says, a lot of the customers or patients that come in here, they are angry. And I said, yeah, they probably are. And let's talk about that a little bit, why people are so angry. I suspect part of it may be in the health industry. You got a lot of people that are probably absorbing their health care increases for 2024 that came around, right? I'm sure not everyone got the same health care policy premium that they did last year. If you did, you're probably lucky. So she says there's just a lot of people that are angry. So I went on to tell her, don't be scared, be prepared. So that anger comes at people when they find out that, they're in a bad situation. They get scared first. Okay, so the first time you recognize that you're in a bad situation, you get a little scared, and then as time goes by, you get angry. And if you think about it, I mean, we're being lied to in the media. We're being told that inflation is going down, or the rate of inflation is going down, is technically what's happening. Inflation is not going down. Prices that have risen are not going down anytime soon, folks. That, I remember, I just told my wife a couple days ago, I remember when I could go to Aldi's and I would buy a Snickers for 68 cents. Every time I went to the grocery store, I would buy 5 or 6 of them. 68 cents, not a bad price. Now when I go to Aldi's, that same Snicker bar is costing $1.24. That's almost 100% increase, folks. Almost 100% increase. I think eggs around here now are almost in the $2 range. Eggs at Aldi's used to be 71 cents. I remember that. Mushrooms, a can of cut up mushrooms used to be like 50, 60 cents. They're now like $1.20. So you're not going to see those prices go down ever. They're there to stay. And I think Janet Yellen was in front of Congress today, and they got her to admit that prices are not going down anytime soon. But inflation is slowing, according to the administration. And all those people out there that are fools, right? People that watch the mainstream media, they think that translates into lower costs for themselves. Well, it might a little bit, but it's still the damage that inflation has done to people has already been done. And I think I've said this before, but I don't say it enough. Inflation from the last 3 years of the Biden administration, Joe Bergen, we call him Joe Bergen. The Joe Bergen administration is costing the family of four $11,500 a year. Let me say that again. Inflation from the last 3.5 years is costing the family of four $11,500 per year. So divide that out. That's almost $1,000 a month. That's like $900, $800 a month. Extra. And I think people have finally come around to that realization that, hey, I've gone through my savings, my emergency fund, and I'm running on empty, right? If you watch the economic channels, I watch them too. They talk about buy now, pay later. The use of buy now, pay later in our economy is flourishing like some type of disease. It is way up, and people, companies that do that have gotten that to such a way that you can use that in the grocery store. You can use that at Taco Bell if you want to run to the border, which we wish some of these people would run to the border, right? Speaking of the migrants we have here in Chicago. But inflation is raging, folks, and people are starting to realize that we're not going back to, the good old days, right? The good old days when people used to drink Bud Light. And it ain't happening here, folks. I am the Coors Light guy. You will never see me buy another 6-pack or bottle of Bud Light. I will drink any other swill that is offered to me besides that. I bless myself to that. So there you go. So the Chicago media has been not given much press time to the migrants. I suspect it's because Governor Abbott has closed the border in Texas there at Eagle Pass. Let's see if we got him here. Here he is. Let's see if we can bring Governor Abbott up for us here. What can we do? Where's Governor Abbott? There he is. Governor Abbott. Get rid of this guy. There he is. He's a great guy. He closed the Eagle Pass breach that they had, and he just said today that he knows that they've gone from an Eagle Pass, have gone from like thousands of people per day to maybe 10. And the surge has moved on to places like Arizona, Lukesville, where our buddy Adam Klepp is at. I haven't seen any good videos come out of his channel yet. But you can check out him too, Adam Klepp. He's got a YouTube channel. And California. I don't know if you saw the video. There was a video last week where on La Jolla, just north of San Diego, they came on a boat. They stole somebody's boat, and they just beached this boat on La Jolla where there's like $2 million houses, and all these migrants just took off running. So they're getting creative. The cartel and the smugglers are getting creative. I mean, this boat had like about 10 illegals in it. They beached it, and everyone just took off and started running. So there you go. So the people in California are going to start feeling some more pain too. I know San Diego has got a problem for a while, and it's probably going to get worse now because Governor Abbott's pushing them all over to the western states because he has plugged his holes and he's committing to plug more holes. He says already the state of Texas has already built as much fence lines as the Trump wall. They've surpassed that already, and they're moving on to more because they believe in the wall. The people of Texas believe in the wall, and they're spending their own money to build a wall. So there you have it. As a result, we're not seeing as many migrants in Chicago. So Brandon got a little gift from Governor Abbott here as, man, it's 55 degrees right now. It's 6 o'clock here in Chicago. 55 degrees. It was a wonderful day. I think we're going back to close to 60 tomorrow. We're probably 20 degrees above average today and tomorrow. We're going to go back down in probably the mid to low 40s the next couple of days, but it's been beautiful weather here, and they actually had some further south. They had some tornado warnings come out. So just weird weather here in the Midwest as we're waiting for spring, we're waiting for summer, and I think someone even told me, the lady I talked to yesterday said some of the trees have actually sprouted with this warm weather, and they're kind of confused because now we're going back into cold weather. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the update today. Thank you for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the migrants? What do you think about how Chicago's handling it? We're definitely feeling the financial crunch, and like I said, the money that the city of Chicago has allocated for the migrants is going to run out in the middle of April. So we're going to see some fireworks and some people running around like their heads have been cut off, like a rooster or something, come the middle of April. And it's not going to be very, very good. So I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. Let me play one more this was a Super Bowl commercial in 2008. Those are the good old days, folks. DJ Wonder Chrissy over and out. God bless Donald Trump. Don't bless Anheuser-Busch. We're over out here. This is Migrant Mayhem, Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.